fundraising is problematic for all nonprofit organizations, whether they try to help homeless, save animals from euthanasia, or provide training on specific topics. But it is even more difficult if the members of the organization are not sure about so many components of fundraising, like when, what, how, and sometimes even why. Our model attempted to guide others through these questions. Each of the 4 members of our team are associated with a US nonprofit. Even though our organizations work in different areas, both topically and geographically, the common goal of developing a product made the group very cohesive. It also helped that we are in the same time zone and share a common language. However, there are always constraints, right? So ours were time and resources. Our time constraint had to do with our availability to meet together, as we all have busy schedules and other commitments which we had to consider. Nevertheless, we had weekly meetings by Skype, which worked somewhat effectively but was not perfect. It would have been much better to get together more often, to discuss weekly lectures or to work on class projects. As a result, much work was done individually and shared with the group for editing and final presentation. As far as resources, we had some difficulty in sharing written information effectively. This was particularly evident in the 101 Idea project, when we were trying to distill the large number of ideas developed down into the top 4. However, we ended up having each of the team members select their favorite idea and went with those. Certainly, there were many very attractive ideas that we were not able to pursue due to too many constraints. But now that we have shared them amongst our team, we will definitely try some, if not all of them, within our nonprofits. To overcome our technological and resource constraints, we used 3 major tools that seemed to work well for everybody. The first was Google Drive, to share documents and perform co-editing. This allowed us to avoid working on old copies of documents and made collaboration so much easier. Skype is another great tool that allowed us to communicate face-to-face, or at least voice-to-voice, during our live group meetings. This was not always the best solution, since sound may break up or connection slow down. But even with these problems, and while not necessarily perfect, the tool was very helpful. Finally, the third tool we used was Survey Gizmo, that allowed us to cast our vote to select our final 4 ideas for development. We found this to be an effective way to agree on a path forward without creating strife among the group. The end result of our work together has been quite fruitful. We have created 4 viable model components for each of us to bring back to our organizations, like fundamentals of fundraising and process changes, analysis of the event and donors, lessons learned, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and buzz plan development. These components may still be rough and need some tweaking. However, what's important is that now we have the foundation, the skeleton, the structure and applicable methods. All that is left is to continue being innovative and follow them through to fruition within our organizations. It will be exciting for each of us to see the end results of our work together, and we are thankful to have had such a great team to work, as well as an opportunity to learn from each other, our peers, and instructor. The tools we have learned from this course will also help us share our knowledge more effectively and give us a greater chance of success.